Okay, now let's move on to Amendments 11 through 27. We'll start with the 11th Amendment. The 11th Amendment limits lawsuits against states. It says that a person cannot sue a state government in federal court unless the state agrees to it. Next is the 12th Amendment. This amendment changed the way the Electoral College chooses the president and vice president. Originally, the person with the most electoral votes became president, and the runner-up became vice president. This meant that the vice president was often the rival of the president. The 12th Amendment changed this by requiring electors to cast one distinct vote for president and one distinct vote for vice president, which prevented rivals from ending up in the two top offices. Now let's move to the Reconstruction Amendments, the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. These three amendments were added after the Civil War. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery in the United States. The 14th Amendment guaranteed citizenship to everyone born in the United States, including former slaves. It also extended due process and equal protection to the states, meaning states have to respect people's constitutional rights. Before this amendment, the Bill of Rights applied only to the federal government, not the states. The 15th Amendment said that citizens cannot be denied the right to vote because of their race. It was designed to protect the voting rights of formerly enslaved men. At this stage, women still weren't allowed to vote. The 16th Amendment gave Congress the power to collect income taxes. Before this, the federal government relied mostly on tariffs to raise money. The 17th Amendment changed the way senators are chosen. Originally, state legislatures picked senators. This amendment created direct election of senators by the people. The 18th Amendment banned the manufacture, sale, and transportation of alcohol. This brought in a period in American history known as Prohibition. This amendment was later repealed by the 23rd Amendment. The 19th Amendment gave women the right to vote. The 20th Amendment changed the dates when federal terms begin. It moved the presidential inauguration from March to January and shortened the lame duck period, which is the period of time when outgoing officials still hold office after losing an election. The 21st Amendment repealed the 18th Amendment and ended Prohibition, legalizing alcohol again. The 22nd Amendment limits the president to 2 elected terms. This amendment was created after Franklin D. Roosevelt won 4 terms, leading to concerns that one president can become too powerful if they are in office for too long. The 23rd Amendment gave Washington, D.C. 3 electoral votes in the Electoral College for presidential elections. Washington, D.C. is not technically a state, so people living in the capital originally could not vote for president. The 24th Amendment banned poll taxes in federal elections. Poll taxes were fees people had to pay to vote, and they were often used to prevent poor people, and especially African Americans, from voting. The 25th Amendment explains what happens if the president dies, resigns, or can't carry out duties. It allows the vice president to take over, and it creates a process for filling a vice presidential vacancy. This amendment was heavily influenced by the assassination of President Kennedy. The 26th Amendment lowered the voting age from 21 to 18. During the Vietnam War, people argued that if 18-year-olds could be drafted to fight, they should also be allowed to vote. The 27th Amendment says that if Congress votes to raise its own pay, the raise cannot take effect until after the next election. This prevents members of Congress from increasing their own salary without facing voters first. Okay, so that's all the amendments of the Constitution. They're all part of the Constitution, so can be used as supporting information if you choose to use the Constitution as your foundational document in the essay argument free response question. For practice questions that can help you see how to apply this foundational document in the exam, and to test your knowledge of this document now you've watched the lesson, grab the study guide that's linked in the description.